Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
It's that time of week again, folks. A brand new Wrestling Insiders at your house is up next. Stand by.
Boston wrestling sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, happy 2021. As noted, I'm Dan Marty. He's Tony Atlas, still going through that bag. I never know what he's going to pull out. I know he's got some great artwork he's planning on showcasing more and more on live specials and on eBay and at his live appearances and all the great things that Tony does. Tony, we made it to another year, baby.
Yes, we are. And this year going to be better than ever.
The question a lot of fans want to know is, how is Monica?
My wife is improving a lot better than what I expected. I'll be glad when she already took her corona shot. So.
Oh, really? She took the vaccine?
Yep.
That's great.
Yep, she took her corona shot and everything, so that's going to be good. I don't believe it, Dan. That's the only one I bought. Can you believe that?
We'll keep looking. You never know. You never know. You never know. Who's that one now? Wow. Jesus, Tony, if you didn't spell this one wrong, this is a nice one.
Where's the misspelling?
No, I'm just looking. I found one.
Don't, you kidding me.
Fans, look at this for 1 sec, if you can call it up. Tony made this beautiful print, but you spelled Ultimate wrong in Ultimate Warrior.
Where?
And you spelled Skydome wrong.
Where did misspell it Ultimate?
You wrote Ultimate Warrior, and you forgot the E in Skydome at the end of it. I think you need me with you when you draw these pictures for me to tell you how to spell the words.
Oh, yeah, I put the T. That one I did, but this I got it right.
What's the second one?
The Ultimate Challenge.
You spelled Ultimate right on that one?
Yeah.
All right, well, you were 1 for 2 at least. That's always good on artwork, I guess.
And Skydome is spelled right.
No, you forget the
D-O-M.
E. There's an E at the end.
No, it's blocked off.
Well,
when the guy made a print, he didn't
oh,
get
on the original, the E is there.
Right.
All right, so if you want to buy the print, there's only a couple of spelling errors.
He cut the...
Yeah. Oh, my dear Lord, Tony, you are a character. You are a character, Tony. Well, we're glad Monica had the shot, the vaccine. She has been now, folks that may not be familiar with the story.
No, that's the only copy I got of that.
Oh, you son of an Atlas. You son of a gun. Monica Atlas has been hospitalized since June of 2019 since she had a stroke, but she's had the vaccine. She's improving. Do you think 2021 will be the year that Monica finally returns to Atlas Estates on Millionaires Row in Auburn, Maine?
I sure hope so, because Well, before the coronavirus, they told me she could come and stay the weekend at the house.
Oh, really?
They wanted her to come and spend the weekend with me so she could get re-familiar with, her improvement would increase if she could mingle in society a little bit more.
Get used to the real world again.
Right. But being in isolation, it's hard to be encouraged to do things. Just like when the coronavirus first hit, I was working out at home, and I felt good working at home. After a while, you lose interest.
Yeah.
You know, the inspiration is not there yet.
It's not the environment you used to.
Right. And so the body the brain like being insulated for a while, but after a couple of months, it kind of fall to the wayside. So I know once she's able to come out in the world, she would be able to communicate a lot more, and we improve much quicker.
Well, as always, we wish her the best. She's a great lady. I can't wait to finally get to meet her in person. Hopefully it'll happen in 2021.
Oh, it will.
All right, Tony, the fans are a-buzzing. AEW continues to be making big moves. They want your thoughts on it, Tony. They continue to expand their roster by signing some hungry up-and-coming athletes. But the big signee is perhaps, I don't know if you'd go as far as to call him a wrestling legend, but certainly one of the top superstars of this generation to a multi-year contract. The guy only a couple of years younger than you, Sting. What do you think of AEW spending some big money for Sting for multiple years?
I think it's good.
You think it gives them some credibility?
Yeah, well, we won't know yet. We have to see how that plays out down the road. When TNA signed Hogan, they thought it was going to shoot things to the roof. And Hogan was a much bigger star than Sting, but it had an opposite effect.
Well, I don't think I'm sorry. I don't think AEW is going to build the company around Sting like TNA tried to do with Hogan.
Well, you might be right, but with a lot of this stuff that when it hit, everybody want to report on it right at the very beginning of it. But that's the wrong time to make any suggestion on any comment on it, because at the end of the day, you end up eating crow.
You don't know yet.
You don't know. I mean, it may be the biggest thing that AEW ever did. It could be the worst thing they ever did. I know that they spend a lot of money. The only thing about
you deep in thought on this one.
See, when you got a show, and one match is the greatest match you ever seen in your life, but the other 6 matches are the shits. It's the whole show. It gotta be. It ain't no one person no more.
Right.
It's the whole show, and Sting is not gonna be seen that much anyway. Yeah, and so that limit his impact. See, when they first building him, he was on a lot to build him.
Right.
But now you're gonna catch him here and then like they do with the Undertaker, you know. But in the meanwhile, you're not building nobody. Nobody else is gonna rise up during that period of time, and that's where the problem comes in, because somehow after they took the believability out of something, you know, I was sitting and watched this movie called Gladiator one time. Oh, what a freaking movie! Love it to death. Then one day I'm watching TV, and they're gonna show us how they did it.
You didn't like that.
Didn't like that.
No.
They killed it all. And now, even though I like this movie, I would never watch a rerun because I know
how it's done.
How it was done. And once they exposed the business as being a show, and then they use people that are playing roles that they don't fit. See, if you hear one wrestling interview, you hear them all. You hear one, see one wrestling match, you see them all. You can't show me one match on WWE, AEW, or any, or TNT, whatever they call it.
TNA.
Where's the difference? See, what happened is the wrestling, you got one maybe 2 people that sit and write the strip. So every strip that Tony Atlas writes is going to be the same. Every strip that Don Morello writes It's going to be the same. It's all coming from one head.
Well, I guess it depends on how creative of a person you are.
No.
No?
No.
You don't think one person can come up with multiple quote-unquote scripts?
No, I don't. No, I do not. Because he don't know the person he's writing for. Like, they read a script for me. They want me to talk like Barack Obama.
Well, that's
Oh, damn
WWE.
hillbilly.
We're talking AEW right now.
No,
They have a different corporate
it's the
structure.
same thing. They're doing the same thing. They got people that write the script for them. And that's why their matches look so crappy, because you can't be what you not. It's kind of like an elephant coming out trying to act like a racehorse.
Yeah.
He's never going to be a racehorse. No matter how much you put the jockey, you dress him up, you give him a racehorse name. He always going to be a freaking elephant. So in the olden days, this was the strip. I asked one of the old timers, I said, what gimmick should I have? Because some of the wrestlers had gimmicks. He said, kid, give it time, you would come into your own. Like when you saw Jimmy Snuka, you felt like you was looking at Snuka. Because he wasn't acting. That was his inner, he was being himself. When you meet Ric Flair, you feel like you're talking to Ric Flair. You know, because he's not really acting that much. When you saw Tony Atlas in the old days, you felt like you was talking to Tony Atlas. Because the character that you saw on TV was the character that I created. It wasn't what some guy some college kid written. When you saw Ric Flair, that was the character Ric Flair. Nobody gave Rick that gimmick.
All right, again, you're talking WWE. I'm trying to circle back
that's what
into
I'm using.
AEW.
But that's what I'm using. WWE and AEW, they're all doing the same now.
AEW is mostly run by Tony Khan and the wrestlers themselves.
Well, who writing the strip?
You're talking Cody Rhodes is one of their executives.
Somebody's writing the
Young
script.
Bucks is
Right.
some of the executives.
Right.
Well, at least they're wrestling people as opposed to what you said, college kids.
No wrestler could think for another wrestler.
Fair enough. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
The only way that it's going to get back to really where the character will come out, let the wrestler create their own character. Just like Luke and Bushwhacker, they were the sheep herders at first, but who thought of the character? They did.
Yeah.
You look at all the old timers, nobody gave them that character. And every time you try to give a wrestler a character, he dies.
You're not wrong in a lot of cases.
He died. Cactus Jack went all the way back to being Cactus Jack. Mankind, Brother Love or whatever.
Dude Love.
Dude Love. None of it worked. Now, after all of that, who are you now? Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. That's him.
Well, let me ask you this, Tony. You have been in this great business now for parts of 6 different decades. As someone that is much closer to the end of his career than the beginning, what do you think the best utilization of Sting might be? Other than it being very limited. Very limited.
I think he's going to be great for the drawing, the ratings. The ratings going to go up a great deal under him. And I think he's going to be a great asset to the business if they let Sting be Sting. Mm-hmm. They got to let him do what he knows what to do and not try to
Percy playing a rib on us?
No, this one here went out on you.
Percy's ribbing us.
That one went out. No, what he have to do, as long as they let Sting do his own thing. You know, it was easier in the grab because the promoter didn't tell us what to do. Mm-hmm. That's why it was so easy for a guy to get into his character. The promoters, you go out there, you do your match, the promoter come back, hey kid, that's pretty good, I want you to keep that up. That was it. Mm-hmm. But that came out of that person. You see, you go on and pretend for so long for people to see through you. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened with these wrestlers. People see through them. They know that is not that person. He don't fit the part that they put him in. The best character that they gave Percy Pringle, every character he played fit him. When they put Undertaker in that suit, that fit him. Mm-hmm. Couldn't nobody else do that. You see a lot of people trying to imitate it. Ain't gonna happen. That is him. He's not faking. Hulk Hogan was not faking. We used to make jokes about it in the old days. We say all businesses are fake except for wrestling. Wrestling is the only sport that's not fake because all these football players, they all act the same, they all play the same. Basketball and baseball players act and play the same. Wrestlers do it all on an individual basis.
Right.
And we was individuals. We had individual personality, individual character. You don't see the individualness no more. And none of the companies recognize that. Because that teaching came out, that's the basic that came out of the 50s, out of the 60s. And they gave it to the guys in the 70s. And then in the 80s, Vince got rid of the guys that knew that. So from the 90s on, you got guys that not teaching a guy. They have some of these former WWF guys on shows. When they came to the promoter, they go, "What I supposed to do in my match? What do you want me to do?" Promoter, well, ain't you the pro? Don't you know what to do? Nobody told me what to do. They don't know what to do. Because without that strip, they programmed to go by the strip. They programmed like an actor.
Right, yeah.
Not like a...
And they're not trained actors. That's part of the problem.
And they're not trained actors.
Right.
So people could see through, could see through them. Like the wrestling don't look like a sport no more. It don't. It look like what it is. It look like a show. It don't look...
Entertainment.
And it don't. You don't feel
not
like
necessarily good entertainment.
Right. It's horrible entertainment because here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. What they use is I'm getting up on the top rope, jumping off on you, and then you get up and kick my butt. What I get up there for? See? Nothing means nothing.
Well, let me ask you this, Tony.
It's kind of like these cheap, what they call them B movies.
Cheap B movies. Yeah.
Cheap B movies, where the guy come in with an AR-15 and just spray the room and hit nothing. Hit nothing.
Never,
don't even hit the wall behind him.
Yeah.
You don't even see the bullets ricocheted off the wall, missed the whole wall behind him, and then the good guy pulled out a gun, one shot, boom, dead.
He's got better aim, I guess.
No.
I know Lanny never missed when he aimed.
You see, a lot of people get they get too much into Buzz Bunny and Road Runner.
Yeah.
Wrestling now look like Power Rangers.
A lot of the times, you're not wrong, yeah.
You think you're watching Power Rangers.
Let me ask you
Nothing means nothing.
There's
When
no...
I press slam a guy back in the old days, it meant something. When Slooker came off that top rope, Slooker raised his hand like that, the people raised up because they knew what was coming. When Wrestling 2 got back to give that knee, they knew what was coming.
I'll tell you this, I think one of the biggest problems, not in any particular promotion, but the industry as a whole, is the lack of selling.
They don't know how.
But I mean, if you're not going to sell, it just takes away the believability and credibility of anything you're going to do. So therefore, it's killing the credibility of everything that's being done.
Now you hit the nail right on the head.
That's my problem with it. The selling.
The believability. There's no believability. Like I told you, I watched it the other night where they saw this big, huge guy, about 6'7", 6'8", 300-some pounds to clear the ring. Then the guys he knocked down got up and threw him out of the ring. And they didn't sell nothing he did to him. You know, the first time I saw that, when I saw Stone Cold give Big Show a stunner, I'm sitting there go,
You were beside yourself.
yeah, I couldn't believe that they were, and then when they had Mark Henry to lose to Hogswallow, you know, I couldn't see Andre the Giant losing to Little Louie. I just...
No kidding, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what they do, wrestling insults the people intelligent now. There's nothing you could believe in. See, in America, we are losing a lot of things to believe in. They tell me the news is fake. Don't believe the news. They tell me that the police department, the FBI is corrupt. Don't believe in the FBI. Now they tell me don't believe in our voting system. That is corrupt.
Yeah, even the vote.
So, even our voting system. So everything is don't believe in this, don't believe this, don't believe that, don't believe, don't believe, don't believe. And America is starving for something that they can believe in. And so we got kids growing up, they don't believe in America like we believe in America. They're not taught believability. They are taught doubt and fake and phony and stage and everything. But my job was to make the people believe. Because we felt like we were cheating out of their money if we was exposed to the business. Because people don't want to make a person into a sucker, but they don't want you to go out there and tell them that they're a sucker. That you're like rubbing salt in a room. And I told you my own self, you know, I could walk into the ring with just about, at my age, I would say at least 30% of WWE talent, and the fan would say, Tony could whoop his ass.
Yeah, well, we mentioned when we had you on that
They
live
take
event
one look
last
at me
December,
and they look
yeah.
at the guy that I'm wrestling, and they nowhere in the world they believe that I could whoop me. They would not believe it.
Well,
Because he don't look the part that they making him. They're making him into Superman, but he look like Pee Wee Herman.
Right.
It's kind of like Pee Wee Herman running around in a Superman costume. It don't fit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to have people that people can be. I mean, you saw Harley Race, even though he was not muscular or big enough, but it was something about Harley Race. You believe you could tell he was a tough SOB.
Tough man.
You could just tell by just being around him, talking to him, and the way he moved, the way he did things. Ole Anderson, you knew he was a badass just by meeting Ole Anderson. He wasn't all big, muscle up or nothing, like the Ultimate Warrior or something, but these people had believability. Hulk Hogan probably was not the best wrestler in the world, but you knew. You know, I hear a lot of people see the Iron Sheik in his heyday. I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
No, and he wasn't a gassed up looking guy.
No. And I hear people tell me all the time, when I work these independent shows, I hear the people say, oh, Tony's going to kick your butt. And they say, I'm going to beat that old man. Yeah, right. They don't believe it. Because I look like I could whoop your ass. There was a lady at the airport the other day, and this guy recognized me. And I guess the guy told her that I'm getting old now, that he could take me. And you know what she told him? He might be old, but he still look like he could fuck you up.
How did she recognize you with the mask on?
They were looking at my arms.
They recognized your arms.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Because he was
well,
looking,
they are well defined. That's for sure.
and he would say, and she said, well, he might be old, but he still look like he could mess you up. You understand what I'm saying? This lady is sitting in the airport looking at me. See, what I keep telling the promoters, what they keep forgetting, the only person that AEW and WWE could convince is Stevie Wonder. You understand?
Oh, absolutely.
Because he can't see what they put in front of him. He can't see it. But as long as people could see, that's what hurt them. That's what hurt them. These guys, just like Chris Benoit, in my opinion, were the best of the last good wrestlers. Believability style wrestling.
He didn't have much charisma. He wasn't much of a promo,
but you
his
believe
wrestling
he was
believable.
believable. He was definitely believable. I mean, what he did had believability.
Crisp.
Yeah.
Very crisp.
That's right. It was believable. Undertaker, even at his age, now I would say the best guy there that have that ability is Triple H, no one else, from what I have seen. Now, there may be other.
Well, but I mean, you keep going back to Triple H, Tony,
but he's the
he
last
hasn't had
of
a
it.
match in a couple of years.
It don't
now.
matter. It don't matter. He was the last of it. Him and Undertaker is the last of
Last of the Mohegans?
The last of what someone could call a real wrestling, believable wrestler. You know, they got that believability about it. You understand?
Yeah.
As big as Mark Henry was, he was not believable. Because the guys didn't sell him
Right.
the way to
Well,
make
and
him.
again, it
they
goes
didn't
back
make
to
him
the selling.
right.
Yeah.
They didn't go back to selling. They didn't make him look believable. When Matt Hardy beat Mark Henry and threw Mark Henry around the ring, that's not believable. It's not believable.
And we've mentioned Big Show, and I know the example you
Oh.
always use is Steve Austin Stunner, but I mean, Big Show put over everybody and his mother. I mean, you talk about killing his credibility.
So they killed their own business. They took see, people got to believe in something.
Yeah.
That they want to believe. I remember the old timer used to tell me all the time, said, make the people believe. They come there to have something to believe in.
Can they believe in Sting?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask you this, Tony, as we move on here in this episode.
Not if he come out and start hitting people with barbed wires and all that stuff, and they're not even scratch them. If you somebody take a baseball bat and hit somebody, if he come out with a baseball bat and hit somebody and don't knock the guy out, he's dead to people too. Who in the hell gonna believe you can hit a man with a baseball bat and not break a bone?
A 60-year-old man.
I don't care how old you are. If you're 80 years old, you hit somebody with a damn baseball bat, brother, you're gonna break bones.
All right.
You ever been hit with a baseball bat?
Well, no, I haven't.
Oh, you
and I hope I never am.
See, then they take baseball bat and hit people with. Who the fuck gonna believe that?
All right. Well, Tony, interesting business maneuverings going on in AEW right now. I don't know if you caught the show not too long ago, but Kenny Omega defeated the former Dean Ambrose to become the AEW champion with the help of TNA Impact, or the former TNA Impact Wrestling executive Don Callis. That has opened the door now for some interpromotional workings between both AEW and Impact Wrestling in 2021, with the AEW champion appearing on Impact Wrestling television and forthcoming an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. Do you think it's a good thing to see two major league promotions like this working together to try and create something new and a little bit of buzz?
I don't see no harm in it.
Yeah.
But it still boils down to the same thing.
Let's hear that.
How are they going to get people to believe in a product? Mm-hmm. See, when you sell a product, I don't know how many times I'll probably repeat myself, until the cows come on. But they're not believable.
Well, from a business point of view, do you think it's a good idea?
Not if it's not believable. I don't care who they team up with. As long as you're selling the public. See, it's the public that buy the product. Mm-hmm. And they don't care if the product is Impact or AEW or EWA. Fans don't care. They just want something they can lash on and something they can believe on. We're losing our heroes here in this country, left and right. And wrestling used to be heroes to a lot of kids. I want to grow up, I want to be like Tony Atlas, I want to be like Hulk Hogan, I want to be like Jimmy Snuka. You don't hear them saying that they want to be like these guys. They butter these guys already. See, what they did, they got rid of wrestlers. There's no such thing as wrestling. Wrestling is just it's not even a term. Vince don't even use the term wrestling anymore.
They hate the term.
Wrestling, yeah. Because it ain't no more wrestling. Wrestling is gone. It's entertainment now. and the people are getting characters that don't fit the character. It don't fit. Nothing fit.
Am I boring you, Tony?
Yeah. It just don't fit. It's kind of like you take King Kong and get him to play Donald Duck.
Yeah.
And get Donald Duck to play King Kong. It ain't working, brother. That's the problem. Tell that kid, bring me something to drink. You got something to drink?
Jackie the Joke Man, could you possibly get Tony something out of the refrigerator before the man dies?
Yeah, or soda.
Here at MWF Studios, as long as it's free.
People want to believe.
Yeah.
See, that's why Clint Eastwood and John Wayne made such good westerns.
Yeah.
I mean, John Wayne fit that part. Clint Eastwood fit Dirty Harry. He fit them part. Charles Bronson, when he was played the movie, what was it where he would do revenge for his family?
I think I know what you mean.
Thank you, sir. But
be like Cecil, just walk out in the middle.
That's all right, brother.
You got the Cecil the Lion in
That's
you,
right.
brother.
But you have to fit the part.
You got to fit the part. What
none of
was
these
that
guys,
Charles Bronson movie called? I can't think of it now.
Charles Bronson.
It was a long series of them, though. It was
Death something.
Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Death Wish. Yeah.
But he fit. That's why he clicked. When they put that mask on, when they put Undertaker in his suit, he fit. Ric Flair fit. Andre fit. Chief Jay Strongbow fit. Bruno Sammartino fit. Earl Emery don't fit.
If you could give...
They was great as a team when they had all three together. Because it's three of them. For their size, they built, and everything. But then when they separated, they showed that they was not as powerful looking to the audience as they were as a team.
Yeah.
As a team, they would look like the A-team. They was a very powerful team together. You take like the A team with Mr. T and them three guys, then you separate all four of them. The only one in that whole group that looked like that is a tough guy would be Mr. T. But the rest, all that toughness about him is gone. Because Mr. T was the guy that added that toughness to her. Roman Reigns was the guy that added the toughness to them. But then when they took Roman Reigns away and tried to make Earl Embry and Chef Rowley tough like by themselves, and plus the tough guy was a big quiet type. He was always the quiet type, but tough. But it fit in a team. It don't fit as a singer. That's why they had to put a mouth with him, like the manager there that they have for Brock Lesnar.
Paul Heyman.
Because this guy can't get himself over verbally. But as the Seals, that was it.
I saw the Seals down at SeaWorld.
But you know, as a team, they present believability to people. As singers, they don't. You understand?
Yeah.
Like back we were talking earlier in the one segment about Pat Palliser. As a team with Ray the Crippler, tough. But then when they put Pat by himself, he didn't click by himself as big as he did with the Crippler.
The tag team. Yeah.
Exactly. They're like Michael Jackson. The team was great as the Jackson 5. But then once they pulled Michael out of that, the Jackson 5 never went anywhere.
It fell apart.
It fell apart. Same thing with the Supreme. With Diana Ross left, it put these are the things that added that little extra to it. We're the same thing with Dean Ambrose and all them guys. You know, they got over as the Seal. And then they left on the table what made them. But it's kind of like me getting a big pot belly and being all out of shape. And then you say, Tony Atlas, you go, what the fuck happened to him? you understand what I'm trying to say?
Tony,
the name won't fit no more.
In closing, Tony, before you open up that free Sprite, is there...
Free?
We're not going to charge you, don't worry.
Hey, he's not joking. He's going to deduct $1 from my pay for this.
No,
I bet you.
That's your friend from Pennsylvania that would do that.
Yeah.
Is there one tip or two tips maybe you could give AEW to make their product a little bit more credible to the fan base? Is there something quick that you can think of from what you've seen?
Yes.
Or what's that?
Make the people believe.
Yeah. That's simple.
Make them believe. Stop doing stuff that is unbelievable. You know, you beat the hell out of a guy, say somebody there to help back to the dressing room. Don't have that guy walking around in the back and around the fans and around people, and the people see he's not hurt. I remember I worked with Dick Murdoch, and we was working his arm. We were twisting his arm, beating his arm, me and Rocky Johnson. He would team up with Adrian Adonis.
You're a good friend.
Adrian Adonis. So we beating on this arm. So Murdoch reached up, scratched my eye. You know, I started selling the eye. Murdoch, take that arm like this and stick it down in his trunks and started using the good arm. Never used that arm the whole match.
Sold.
He never used that arm the whole match. He went back to the dressing room holding that arm. That is what's called by believability. I see a guy work the guy's legs, beat on his legs, jump on his legs, do everything to legs, then pick the guy up and throw him through the rope. The guy run across the rope. Now, if your leg is hurt, how you going to run? These little things that they take out, where you get a guy down, boom, 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 boom. Oh, look at him go, boom, 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 boom. The guy's hurt, boom, 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 boom. Then they get up and a scratch on either one of them. You don't hit a guy in the face 50 frickin' times and don't even leave a scratch.
I agree with you on that one.
And you want the fans to pay money to see this crap? Are you ripping me?
Well, all right, fans.
I had this. Boom, boom, down. That was it.
That was it.
2, 3 punches was the most I ever threw simultaneously. Most of the time I hit a guy one time, boom, gotta go down. Because it's believable for me to hit you one time and knock you down. It's not believable for me to hit you 10 times and you jump up and drop kick me.
No shit.
I mean, they insulted both WWE and AEW insults the people retarded. And what they got, they're not creating new fans. What they are creating is this. These are your what call your diehards. Your diehards. These are people that are going to watch it no matter what. See, once you become an addict, and I know something about the drug world because I was in it, a drug dealer give you the best, the good stuff to get you hooked. After he get you hooked, he sell you garbage, and you would say buy it. You don't like it,
But you need it.
but you need that fix. And once that fix is gone, the older generation is gone, there'll be no more wrestling.
All right, wrestling fans, you heard it from Tony Atlas again.
Because-
It has been another fun,
No more
exciting,
you can't believe in it.
interesting, intriguing Tuesday night with the Hall of Famer himself. What do you think? If you're watching the premiere on Tuesday night, to my right, we have the chat going. Share your thoughts. All the great friends, Slick Rick B up in Maine, Tina, Tania, whatever your name may be. Remind me, she gave me a Christmas card to give to you that I have to give you before you leave
She
tonight.
did? What's her name?
Tina.
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 Not like Tina Turner in Underground Atlanta, though.
Silent night.
Maria Davis, Vaughn, all of our great friends, Kevin Pean,
night.
Kevin Petriantozzi down in Greensboro, North Carolina, all the great Kevins. Oh, my dear God, it never ends. Larson, if you're out there, we're running out of time. Don't forget the eBay store and help keep Wrestling Legends working over at Patreon, patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Early ad-free access to all of these episodes. For Barry White over here, I'm Dan Marati. Until we see you again, folks, you and yours, be well, stay healthy. Good night.
On Friday, January the 12th, 1990, the World Wrestling Federation was sold out at the Wharton Fieldhouse in Moline, Illinois. The opening contest, Earthquake beat Paul Roma. Tugboat with the win over Frenchie Martin. Hercules defeated Tom Stone. Sapphire victorious over Slick, who replaced Dusty Rhodes versus the Big Boss Man due to the Big Boss Man being injured. The Bushwhackers beat the Bolsheviks. Model Rick Martel with the win over Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And in the main event, it was WWF Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, retaining the title over Dino Bravo. If you were in Moline live, share your memories in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out our eBay store and WWE t-shirt fundraisers. Links in the description box below so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling and keep legends working. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.